What up, what up, what up? This is your boy Big Vern coming back to you for the top of this segment talking about the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions, my God, those dudes. And first of all, congratulations to the San Francisco 49ers going back to the Super Bowl since 2020. Much love to them and the fan base and the good folks of San Francisco. Also, congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs going back to the Super Bowl for a rematch of 2020 Super Bowl between the Kansas City Chiefs and the San Francisco 49ers. I know that's one that Kyle Shanahan would like to wipe off of his record, because right now Kyle Shanahan is a coach who's choked away 2 Super Bowls, one as a Falcons offensive coordinator and the other one as a head coach of the San Francisco 49ers. But we're going to keep it right there when it comes to chokes. And it's not the Detroit Lions who choked. It wasn't the usual suspects, because Jared Goff had a hell of a game. He was 25 of 41 for 273 yards and a touchdown. He played about as error-free as you could. It didn't fall down in the running game, because the rushing attack, you had 15 grabs from Montgomery for 93 yards. 6.2 was his average and a score. Gibbs, 12 grabs, 45 yards. 3.8 yards was his average, and he had a score. Williams, 42 yards on 1 grab. His average, again, because he only had that 1 grab, was 42 yards, and he had a score. In Detroit, the players, they did everything you asked them to do. This loss falls squarely on the shoulders of Mr. Dan Campbell. I think Mr. Campbell did a disservice to his team when you go into halftime 24-7. All you had to do was run the ball. Run the ball, keep the ball on the ground. Don't let guys run out of bounds, limit incomplete passes, because all of that stops the clock. And then punt it. Keep them deep inside their own territory. If you're making San Francisco drive 90-something yards a rip to score, it's taking away so much time. They can't get any rhythm, because in the flow of that, you're going to get some 3 and outs. They're going to have some punts themselves, and then you're going to eat more clock. Pick up the first downs when there's marginal as needed, but don't gamble unnecessarily. Don't gamble just to be like, oh yeah, I'm getting aggressive. This is how you get to the Super Bowl. No, none of that. Detroit beat. Dan Campbell was the reason they got beat. And we'll dive a little deeper into the numbers when we come back from a quick break, from a word from an unofficial sponsor of the show. This is Big Vern at App Stupid. BK, have it your way. BK, have it your way. Try the new Signature Whopper series at Burger King. Download the app or go see the good folks at your local Burger King. Order online. BK, your way. You rule. All right, so getting back into the Detroit implosion that had really just set the tone for yesterday. And I mean, on third down, they were 6 of 12. So that's good. That's good percentages. The fourth down is what bothered me. 1 of 3 on fourth down. 1 of 3. Stop going for it. You had that game won. Like I said, this game was not lost because the players got all in their head. The players did what you asked them to do. The defense played the most error-free football that they could. They only had 2 penalties for 15 yards. It wasn't like the moment was too big for the Lions on defense. They only had two penalties. And so you had guys that gave up too much yardage. The game plan they got away from in the first quarter and in the second quarter of the first half, that play action fake, that dink and dunk, misdirections, guys reading routes. I mean, it was just like we left everything we did on the table and went for a completely different game in the second half. To where San Francisco tied the game at the end of the third quarter. You let them erase a 17-point deficit. And Campbell has nobody to blame but himself. Nobody to blame but himself for the things that he did. He choked away their chance to go to the Super Bowl. And I know people have sentimental victories talking about, well, at least we made it. No, we either did it or we didn't. We did it or we didn't. That's the name of the game. There's no more that we want to be, oh, these people tried and they didn't. And I think that's where we are in this current generation, is where we want to give everybody something. It's not just made for the guys who win. It's for the guys who they're decent too. What? No, you either won the chip, you won the conference, you won your division, and that's the criteria for being elite. And I cut that promo back then, and I kept telling people that Patrick Mahomes is the only elite quarterback in the last 7 years that has won a Super Bowl that his name isn't Tom Brady. Now, some of you all would try and get cute and cheeky and throw Matthew Stafford in there. And Matthew Stafford, he is elite by my standards because he won a Super Bowl, he won the conference, and he won his division. Hey, to the victor goes the spoils. He's got an expiration date, though. If he keeps playing for another 3 years and he does not make it to another Super Bowl, then his status will drop. He will drop out of that conversation because the sample size. He's got 3 years to make it back to there to stay in that elite conversation. See, it isn't just that you've done it once and we can go ahead and hold you there. This is a continuum. Remember, the NFL is a what have you done for me lately business, not what you used to do. You see how that works? Because, I mean, I gave Aaron Rodgers, last time he won anything was 2009, 2010. Okay, cool. Now, your ceiling is 2017. And if you want to be generous, 2019, give him a full decade. He never got back to the Super Bowl. You did it once. Okay, clap hands. You were in that conversation. But once we got down to 2018, 2019, yeah. No. You're average. At this point, you're good. You're a great quarterback. You can rack up wins, but ain't you supposed to do that because you're a pro? Anyway, not to get sidetracked. Detroit, 260 yards on the ground, 442 yards through the air. Again, Jared Goff did not have a bad game. This game wasn't lost by the players. This game squarely fell on the shoulders of Campbell. And if I'm in that locker room, the players, as far as the people saying, oh, well, the players need to have accountability, blah, blah, blah. Coaches need accountability. And if I'm a team captain, I take him to task in front of everybody. Hey, look, what was on your mind tonight? We should be celebrating right now out there with the trophy and the championship hoisted up for the NFC. We should be out there with shirts on and our wives and girlfriends hugging and making speeches and singing songs on their field. It should be us going to Kansas City to prove we didn't start this season on a fluke. We started this season right. What was on your mind? But hey, look, that's the nature of the beast, the way the cookie crumbles, blah, 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 blah. But again, we are coming back with more. It is a busy Monday here in the App Stupid Studios. I'm Big Vern. As always, share, like, and subscribe, and I'm out.